Hello guys, welcome to my channel Machine Learn. In this video, we are going to learn about exception handling. But before starting the video, let me tell you something. We will understand the theoretical part of exception handling first. Then we will jump onto the practical implementation. So I request you to watch the full video. Okay, so let's start the video. The first question come into our mind is why do we need exception handling? So the answer is due to error and exceptions, our program don't stop in the middle. That's why we need to use exception handling. Now the question is what is error? So error are unavoidable. We cannot avoid error from our program. It occurred due to following things. First is wrong input. Second, system not configured properly. And the third one is programming bugs. They can happen as a result of incorrect syntax, incorrect logic, or can occur at runtime. So the error is of two types. Now the first one is logical error, occur due to wrong logic used by the programmer. These errors are not detected by the compiler. Now the second type is runtime error, occur when the program is being executed. For example, when there is a number which is divided by 0. These kind of error are controlled by predicting the error. We have to think that this could happen and have to act accordingly. Now we understood that what are error. Now moving towards the exception part. So basically error that occur during the execution of the program are called runtime error or exceptions. These exceptions occur when people divide number by 0, access to an array outside its bound, like we have an array whose size is 3 and we are trying to access the fourth index of it, so it will give an exception that is array out of its bound. Now one of the most commonly find exception is file not found exception. In this, like we are trying to access the file which has been deleted, so it will throw an exception that file not found. These exceptions abnormally terminate the program. So Java has introduced us to exception handling mechanism so that our program do not terminate in between. This exception has been extended from the throwable class. Now exception has two categories. First one is checked exception and the second one is unchecked exception. So in checked exception there are input output exception called as IO exceptions and SQL exceptions. But in unchecked exception there is runtime exception which occur due to improper logic, and the second one is arithmetic exception. There are many more exceptions, but I have just given two examples of checked and unchecked exceptions. Now enough of theory. Now let's jump to the computer screen and see the practical example of checked and unchecked exceptions. So now first we will make a class named checked exceptions. So let's make a class checked exceptions. Okay, now we will write the main method. Now we will declare three variables of integer type, that is a, and we will assign it with the value 0, b with the value 0 and c with the value 8. Okay, first let's change the value of a to 8 so that we can see the demo. Now we will take buffer reader to take the value from the user. So buffer reader br is equal to new buffer reader input reader stream dot system dot in. So this will help us to take the input from the user. Now we will take input from the user in the C variable. So we have to type C is equal to integer dot parseInt, and here we have to write br dot readline. So you can see that readline is giving us the error. So this is because the compiler think that user can input such a number which can make our program collapse in between. So it is giving an error. So by clicking on it, you can see it has thrown a IO exception at the top. So to handle these kind of exceptions, we have to use try and catch block. So we will write this line of code in try and catch block because there is a chance that this will throw an exception. So in catch we are catching the IO exception because we know that this line of code is going to throw a IO exception. So we will write system.out.println in the catch block, and here we will say e.getMessage to print the message. Now we will also print the value, but before that we have to write b is equal to a divided by c. So this will give the value of a divided by c. So the value of a divided by c will be stored in b. Now if user will enter 0 as a value of c, so it will throw an exception and it is being catched by the IO exception block. So we have printed all the three values of a and b and c. Now we will run the program. So we have to enter a value first. So to make that program user friendly, let me type system.out.println enter a number so that user can easily understand what all things are going on. Enter a number. Now we will rerun the program. Okay, so you can see a print message has come, enter a number. So we will enter 2 and see we got the value of a is 8, b is 4 and c is equal to 2. So you can match, all the values are correct. But in case a user enter the value as 0, so what will happen? 8 divided by 0, so it will print the exception block, that is arithmetic exception. Division by 0 is not executed. So we can see in which line this exception has been came. So you can see b is equal to a divided by c. In this line we got this exception. So by this thing we can see how we can take down the exceptions, and we can easily save our program so that our program don't get terminated. So hope you understand the checked exception. Now we will see the unchecked exception. So we will make a class like unchecked exception, and exception. So we will write first the main method. Here we will do the same thing which we have done in unchecked exception, in checked exception, but in this we won't take the value from the user. We will just give the value to ourselves, like a is equal to 8, b is equal to 0, and c is equal to 0. So we have assigned the values by ourselves only. So we will write c is equal to a divided by b, which means 8 divided by 0. This is not giving an error because this is the logical thing which a programmer has write. So the compiler don't understand that this may give an error. So you can see this code line of code is not giving an error right now. But when it come to these kind of thing, we always write these kind of thing in try and catch block, because we know these kind of block can give an error. So we will write in catch block exception e. So why we have written exception e? So these exception e catches all kind of exception. So when we don't know what kind of exception we are going to face, so we write exception e for the safer side, so that if any kind of exception come, so it will handle all kind of exception. So in comment, let's write, when you don't know what exception is coming, write exception. Okay, so when we run this program, okay, it has run the checked exception program. Let me correct it. Okay, now when we run this program, you can see it directly printed that divided by 0. So when it has tried to divide 8 by 0, so it got an exception, that is arithmetic exception, and it directly goes to the exception block and print the divided by 0 print. So that's all for this video. Hope you like this video. If you like this video, hit the like and subscribe button. So till then, goodbye, keep learning and keep coding.
Familiar.